Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to the American Investor Show. Please click subscribe if this is your first time listening. From trader and CEO interviews to breaking news about companies you won't hear anywhere else, nobody does a better job at keeping you in the know when it comes to penny stocks. The term penny stock generally refers to a security issued by a very small company that trades at less than $5 per share. Penny stocks are extremely risky, yet they offer rates of return on investment not seen anywhere else. The host, guest, and callers are not registered financial advisors licensed by any government entity, and therefore, the following should be considered entertainment. The host, guest, and callers disclaim all liability in the event any information, commentary, analysis, opinions, advice, and/or recommendations prove to be inaccurate, incomplete, or unreliable, or result in any investment losses. Before investing in penny stocks, you should consult a professional to determine what strategy may be best for your individual needs. Now, without further ado, your host, LaSalle Anungu.
Yes, what's going on, everyone? Boy Sal in the building. This is episode number 274. Man, this market has been wild, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what to say about this market. I mean, it really is a trader's market. It reminds me a lot of kind of when I first started trading, where I was simply afraid of the large caps. So I stuck to small caps because those were the markets that were being manipulated. Those were the markets where guys were making these promises of what kind of money you could make, and it was happening. It was really happening. The large caps seemed crazy. They were up one day, down the next, and up 1 minute and down the next minute. I feel like we're back there again. Appreciate you, Andrew. Shout out to all the people in the chat room. Bad Scientist, Callie Robb, Kenny Dutton, Jim Cray, Stock Trapper, Corey Kwan, Lord Yase, One Time, Bruce Cole, Lundale Carter, Jerry Spangenberg, Raider Junkie, Michael B. What's up, man? Big Ken the Barber. Yo, shout out to the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers. What's his name? The guy from the Patriots. Shout out to that dude, man. Jimmy G. I'll just call him Jimmy G. That's what people are calling him. This dude was sitting on the bench for damn near 3 years and then went to San Francisco, played 7 games, and hit a lick. 100, what is it, 57 million? Jeez. He played 7 games against the bottom 15 defenses in the league and then runs up on $100+ million check. Shout out to that guy, man. Shout out to that guy. All right. But yes, indeed, getting back to these markets. I mean, how do you trade this, man? I want to learn. I want to hear from you guys today because, you know, of course, I've been killing it on these puts. I'm one that's already pretty much been pessimistic about these markets to begin with, so I feel like I'm in my element when I see a lot of these stocks start to fall apart. They show very similar signs to when you see OTC stocks, finally running to their max and showing signs that they're dying off. Yes, indeed. All right. Jim Gray, you said, but who did he learn from? Yeah, you're right. I mean, but sometimes I think he's naturally gifted too, though. I think he's naturally gifted quarterback too. There were a lot of guys who played behind Steve Young who didn't do so good. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Cavs too. The Cavs turned their organization upside down. Looks like Dwayne Wade is going to retire. They sending that dude back to Miami, so it looks like it's kind of a one and done kind of deal. All right, looks like he'll play the rest of the year out and then he'll probably retire. All right, shout out to all the traders in here. What are you guys playing? JBZY, I see already that. JBZY in the house. What is JBZY? Okay, climbing that 50 line. That's what you need to see. That's what you need to see. So it's looking good. Climbing above the 50 line there. All right, getting into positive momentum territory. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Oh no. Yesterday, no. I just life got in the way yesterday. That's all. Life got in the way a little bit yesterday. I'll always be here unless something just takes me away from the show where I just got to get some shit done. That's all. But otherwise, I'd always be here. Yes, indeed. What's going on, Otis Johnson? So they always overpay for Brady backups. Yeah, here's the thing about these quarterbacks, man. They come and go like nothing, bro. I mean, it's so hard to find a good franchise quarterback. You know, it's hard to get a Brady, a Drew Brees, Elway. You know, it's those kind of so hard, man. You know, those of you guys who watch the NFL and you're big time fans and you watch the draft and all that crap, you know how many quarterbacks come in the league and just come and go. You know, they bring them in and spit them out. There was a quarterback that came out. Who was this really that I thought was really good? The guy who came out of Texas A&M a couple years ago. I thought he was going to be a beast. This guy came out and started doing drugs and beating women. I'm just like, damn. 413, you're on the air. What's up?
Sal, Navy man, Sergeant Jeffrey Thayer. How the hell are you?
Doing good, doing good. What you got for us today?
That TVX has been running like crazy, hasn't it?
Yeah, very impressive, man. And it was what's interesting is that this was a really scary Wednesday on that. Oh no, was that Tuesday? Tuesday on that stock. I mean,
it started Tuesday.
Yeah, and you know, I know it's an ETN, exchange traded note. Now all of a sudden it's back up higher. You know, there's been talk that they're going to get rid of it. Now I don't know where that conversation is now. But trading volatility has always been dangerous, but I guess some guys made some money today.
Yeah, made money since I went cash heavy Monday. Okay. A lot of the stop losses hit. So, you know, I was cash heavy in the count, and the TVIX started rocking around. So I started getting 500 shares of whack and just playing it through. $1, $1.20, $1.15, $1.35, 9 times in a row.
Wow.
Since Tuesday.
Very, very, very impressive. Very, very impressive. Now, interesting.
That is incredible.
I know for the guys who are trying to short it, they're making them do something where they're putting up like 5 times the size up for margin. For buys, are they asking you guys to do anything special in terms of going long, or it's just?
No, I have an E-Trade account. I buy it and sell it like you would a penny stock.
Okay, excellent.
In and out.
Excellent. Not bad.
I get 500 shares, so that means I have to come up with my stock price has to rise 2 cents.
Right.
For 500 shares. That'll equal my $10 in and out. So I make sure I get that first.
Awesome.
And then I just paid attention to the RSI. I waited for it to get down towards the 30 mark. If it peaked below it, up or above, I'm not worried about the 2 cents. Let it do it. It'll start V'ing back up again.
Yeah.
That's when you jump on the train. Starts getting up towards 70. That's the danger territory. I just want to be like a piranha. I want to go in, take a bite, get the hell out. I don't want the whole fish.
Not bad.
You know what I mean? Let everybody else worry about it.
Excellent.
It's going to do the same thing again. Newton's law. What goes up must come down.
Yeah.
Vice versa.
And TVIX will come down tomorrow because I'm seeing these after-hours prices where these large caps that sold off heavy today are you know, in after-hours. I saw guys picking up shares, McDonald's, Apple, a couple other stocks as well. So it looks like this might come down, as you say, as soon as tomorrow.
Yeah, it goes up and down anywhere from 50 cents to $1.50 during the day 4 or 5 times. So you can ride it a couple times a day. You so choose. But since we're heading into a bear market, you can just type in bear ETFs, bear ETNs, or whatever, and you'll get a list out of that compiled, and you can just pick them one at a time.
Yeah.
Now, like some of the ETFs they had for gold or something.
Right.
There's a positive and a negative for that. You'll have an inverse stock to the Dow, to the S&P, to the NASDAQ. One side goes up, one side goes down. You know, if the NASDAQ goes down, one of these ETFs will be the inverse. It will go up.
Absolutely.
Same thing on the SPY, you know, and like the TVIX would be the Dow. Dow goes down, TVIX goes up. So you want to look around for things like that. And some of them are a little pricey, but they're worth getting into. If the market's going to drop like 1,000 points, like it did, you know, it's a perfect opportunity. People are like, "Oh, I have this stock and I lost $100 on it." Don't worry about it. You can make triple of what you lost just playing an inverse.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great advice. Thank you so much for the call.
So absolutely. And I hope you have a good time down there in nice warm weather.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call.
All right, bye.
All right. So great advice there from that trader. Taking advantage of TVIX. That's great advice, guys. I mean, if you're just not a stock picker, you know, he's absolutely right. I mean, you can take advantage of some of these, you know, inverse ETFs that take advantage of, you know, the market selling off, and they're going in the positive direction. You know, they're going up. If you're just one of these traders who can't short, but you know how to go in and buy a stock, again, as he said, you can trade them just like stocks. You can trade them just like stocks. If they're going in the right direction, obviously they're the inverse. If the market is selling off, as he said, they're going up. So great advice by this guy. I got S down on the screen, which is the inverse of the Dow 30. And just like, again, he said, just simply put, you know, in the description there, you can just put the inverse. You can actually type inverse and it'll pop all of them up. Pop all of them up if you're using TradingView. All right. But if you'd also like to go to etfdb.com, etfdatabase.com, and it'll pull up all the inverse as well as the other ETFs you might be interested in trading. All right. Appreciate you, Fisher G, for the donation. Yes, indeed. Appreciate you having you here. All right. So UVXY. Yeah, I think it was UVXY was the one they were talking about getting rid of. And I mean, if you're watching CNBC during the day, these guys are losing their mind. I don't know if you guys have been watching CNBC. These guys are losing their minds. I just got to turn the volume down sometimes because, you know, as most traders, I'm watching CNBC. Not watching it, but I mean, it's just in the background. You know what I mean? And these guys are just losing their minds. What's going on, Jeff? All right, so let's get to some of these. Let's get to some of these penny stocks. And again, I'm not. You know, I've seen a couple make some moves, but for the most part, I'm not seeing one I can fall in love with. There was one OLMM I wanted to talk to you guys about yesterday. This is a Chinese scam that's building up. I tweeted about this about a couple of days ago, but I wanted to let you guys know about this yesterday. But this one is the one that I think is probably going to go higher. 845, you're on the air. What's up?
Bats, can you hear me? I'm not Bats.
Ken, appreciate you,
I'm losing
bro.
my mind. What a day. Crazy day today. Wow. Congratulations on your NVIDIA calls.
Yeah.
It got up to a 240 something, but it came a little down. Hopefully,
Hopefully it comes back. I bought them a little early. I'm down like 1,400 on one of them, and so hopefully we'll see. I think we're gonna get a nice run on the markets. We're oversold here. So I think we get a nice bounce tomorrow, and I think NVIDIA, you know, gets back into the 240s intraday, and I can sell those off for a profit. But yeah, NVIDIA is one of those things. I just made a rookie call and bought too early, which was yesterday instead of buying them today. I should have bought them today, just before the close. Rookie move on my mistake. I thought guys would be buying it today into earnings. That didn't happen. So at this point, I'm just looking for some kind of profit on NVIDIA.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, you said you were using, what's it called, that black box that you started in March.
Yeah. So all the guys loading in on the calls. Obviously, they got the call. I mean, the guys who loaded in on the calls today, they were absolutely right. I mean, they made a killing on the trade in NVIDIA. Anybody who got in on NVIDIA today, toward the close, middle of the day, beginning of the day, I mean, you're a huge winner going into tomorrow's open. And congratulations to you, because NVIDIA killed it. They're going to continue to kill it for multiple years into the future. But right time, right day to trade NVIDIA stock today.
Very good, and congratulations on your Twitter calls. I love Twitter, but it was very volatile the last month. It went from 20.
Yeah. Twitter was a situation where, you know, the market was selling off, and although they had a great number last night, they reported a great number. The fact of the matter is, you know, that window was too wide, and it was going to get filled. And you know, as soon as I saw it, I just jumped all on top of it. I mean, when I look at, let's say, an example, the 10-minute chart, and I saw the candlesticks developing, and I just knew I had to grab as many puts as I could without it necessarily being too large of a position. And that's what I did. I mean, grabbed the $30 puts on Twitter and just took advantage of that ride going lower. Should have probably held a lot longer than I did, but you know, I buy, you know, from the fearful and sell to the greedy, and I think that's how you're supposed to trade. And I pulled it off really well in Twitter today.
Very good, very good. I want to talk a couple of penny stocks that I'm back in: the ANDI and the SH Mary Nancy, Sam Harry Mary Nancy. ANDI had a nice bounce from the 0.013 level. Will it get to 0.035 again? Good. That's not the top of the Bolshevik band.
Yeah. Let's talk ANDI. I mean, you know, obviously he's been on a really nice run since the 6th. I think you really gotta have to break it down into the minute charts to kind of see the move. And I mean, coming from, again, not oversold, but just coming from those lower RSI levels, breaking above positive momentum back on the 6th, and it's been on a nice little ride. You know, lately ANDI, the volumes, you know, could be better. It could be better, but for the most part, I mean, it's still holding those higher highs right now. Now, what was that second stock you gave up?
Sure. This comes from Trader 53, that guy from the 000 boards on IHOP. He sometimes has some big winners. Sam Harry Mary Nancy. The guy has a big following, and just take a look. It looks good.
Yeah, SHOM is the ticker.
I'm sorry, SHM. I'm sorry, that's Sam Harry Mary Nancy.
F Sam Harry Nancy.
No, Sam Harry Mary.
SHMN, right?
Correct.
Okay, yeah. Okay, SHMN. All right. Wow, nice day today, up 37%. And again, this one looks like it's got some news from back in January. So this looks like just a situation where it could be under some kind of promotion, right? I mean, because I'm seeing here,
yes.
Obviously, you know, 2016, 2017, there was nothing going on here at all. And all of a sudden, we're seeing quite a bit of volume coming in December as guys really started loading up. And they're holding. I mean, they're holding these shares, so be careful here because they're eventually going to dump. I mean, I do see here the accumulation stage here back in December. They went in, and they went in really big, man. So they're loading quite a bit of shares. You got some holders who are probably sitting on some back here that they probably don't know the stock is up right now. But SHMN, not bad.
Very good. And let's get to some real companies. I got into the AKER again and also ATOS. Those two stocks are very strong in today's market.
Yeah, AKER, I mean, what do you think about today's move on AKER? And I'm, up 3 cents, 7% move. I would have loved a better looking candlestick, but I mean, regardless, not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're playing with, it's BioDirect with the FDA supposed news, and I know it's flipping a coin to some extent, but it has decent volume. It's liquid. Why not trade it?
Right. We'll see what happens there. We'll see what happens. Again, got up to as high as 47 cents before closing at 44. And you gave us a second ticker, too. What was that one?
Sure. Apple, Tom, Onion, Sam.
All right. ATOS. All right. So, ATOS, I thought it was a nice ride above that 66-cent level. and it looks like that's been acting like a wall. I must have marked it back in the past somewhere. Yeah, that's been an issue in the past for the stock. And even till today, it looks like it's kind of struggling with that 66 cents. You actually hit the high of 65 today before selling off. So ATOS, yeah, I mean, if you find commitment above 66 and stays above 66, I think it's a nice stock to ride. But it's got to find its way above that and stay above that. So
right,
not bad on
be careful.
Right on ATOS.
I want to ask you. I mean, I listened to Kramer tonight. He's fun to listen to, and he was saying there are two wars in this market. You have the worry about the 10-year Treasuries. If it shoots above 3%, we're going much lower. And then you, of course, have the hedge funds with the XIV that exploded, and they're having to liquidate everything. So we have these dramatic.
All right. Hey, Ken, you're going out a little bit. I couldn't hear toward you.
I was saying, can you hear me better now?
Yeah, much better.
I was going to say, what do you think regarding the XIV and the 10-year Treasury? Do we have to watch that carefully, because if those interest rates keep going above 3, this market's going much lower.
Well, I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, nobody wants the cost of money to get more expensive. I understand how it affects business, and banks will transfer that increased cost over to businesses, and businesses transfer that to customers. So I get people want to see that low, but at the same time, look, we've had a good ride. We've had a good ride for the last 2.5, 3 years. I wouldn't mind us getting into a scenario where we calm down a little bit. Now, granted, yes, the fundamentals are nice, right? Across the board, we're still seeing companies put up really great numbers, but look, we gotta make sure inflation's in check. We gotta make sure that things get balanced out, and if that means the price of money comes up a little bit, then so be it. We gotta trade whatever market we're given.
Yeah, I just wish the 401ks that myself and so many other people would have those inverse ETFs in them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they don't.
Right. No, they won't give it to you that easy at all. So, but yeah, Ken, thank you so much for the call, man.
Enjoy your evening. Thanks.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I that's the thing about 401ks. I personally, that's why I look. If you work for a great company and they're matching it very nicely, then by all means keep putting money in that 401k and doing what you got to do. But if they're not matching it, into something where it makes sense for you, manage your own money. Go to one of these brokers like E-Trade or whatever. Create your own that allows you to move your money where you want to, so that yes, you can put it in one of these inverse ETFs and whatnot, all right? Because most of them aren't going to allow you to put that those funds, matching funds especially, into an inverse ETF. 703, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, Sal, what's up? It's me, Master.
Hey.
I'm the new Fisher G.
What's going on, Fisher?
Nothing, you?
Good.
Hey, you don't mind if we talk about crypto, or do you?
No. Let's talk a little crypto. What do you got?
I think XRP would be huge. I mean, there's a reason why XRP is dropping. Right now it's 76 cents. It used to be like 310, but there's a reason why it went to 76 cents. Because the only way you can buy XRP is through Bitcoin. But if XRP was by itself, it would be huge.
Well,
do you know what? Have you seen what the company's been doing?
Well, I know, yeah. I mean, they've been signing all kind of deals with some of the biggest corporations in the world. But go ahead and fill people in.
Okay. Let me give you a different scenario. What if XRP was a stock and had this much news, had this much gain? What would you think this penny stock would become by now?
Well, I mean, if it was a stock, then we'd be able to value it against revenues. That's the problem with XRP and all of these cryptocurrencies is we don't have anything to value it by against.
They're getting valued right now at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin drops, all of them drops. I'm thinking the cryptocurrency could be the new way of these companies, XRP, Tron, Cardano, and all these different companies to use tokens or their coins to help them build their company, like a stock market, like these penny stocks, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is my philosophy, but you're looking at XRP as right now as a baby. It's going to mature to a teenager or even adult to later on the price. But with these banks saying we are saving money because of this company, now it has multiple revenues of its platform. It has Current and Rapid. Current will help the money, but he said in the news with Yahoo Finance that I can show you on YouTube that he did about like a couple of hours ago, I think, maybe yesterday, that with Rapid, that with XRP is going to be connected to with Ripple. Its liquidity is going to help the money transfer from. Imagine you and me wants to go to London, wants to get $10,000 a British pound, right? The only way we could do that is by you and I going to any airport and going to London, right, and get the money, right? But with XRP, they can talk in real time, like the way you and I are talking, the machines, and says, okay, the money can be transferred to this account right now. It allows you to transfer money from multiple different currencies. But people don't like XRP because it's trying to join the banks and it's trying to become decentralized. That thing I need to find out information about.
Right. I see what you're saying, man. I mean, look, I think all of these crypto, well, not all of them, the ones that survive this dark time that you guys are going to be going through, at least for the next, 90 to 120 days, where you're going through, you're going through this phase. I think the smart people like yourself, this is the time to be accumulating, and then maybe toward the third, fourth quarter of the year, maybe you start to see some kind of resurgence in these cryptos. But as of right now, all of that is just right. I mean, we're all just guessing and speculating, man. I mean, that's all what we can do right now. I think you got to get these weak hands out of there. You got to get these guys who got in here in November and December and they put their $50, their $75, and they were sold all these. They got to get all out of there, man. They got to get all out of there, and you got to be left with the people who, just like yourself, think this is going to be something worthwhile. And then, this technology's got to prove itself in some way, and then you start to see that excitement come back.
Two things. One, you was right. Charlie was a pimp. He sold that motherfucker at the top of Litecoin.
Yes.
That's a pimp. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
Now, Litecoin's
Charlie Lee was a beast, man. That guy, he finessed, the entire cryptocurrency market for, I read about it. It ended up actually being a little bit under $700 million worth of Litecoin that he put out in the market. So the guy's damn near a billionaire. Not quite, but he's damn near a billionaire. And now he's still trying to play like he's one of you guys and all that. This guy, he's a pimp, bro. He is a pimp. And it is what it is, though. So we'll see what happens with all these cryptos. But appreciate the call, man.
Wait, but one last thing.
Uh-huh.
For us, this is a Black Friday. We believe, a lot of crypto fans and crypto believers believe that this 8,000 or this 9,000 may be the last time that we ever going to see this. So people are saying buy now before that thing goes right back up and it stays up.
Well, I think right now, I mean, it went to 5 and then went back up to 8. So I think you're just, what we call on the stock side is a bull trap. That's all that is. And you got to understand, as stocks sell off, sometimes you'll have momentary, times where the stock will just cool off from the selling. You'll have some guys who just see an opportunity. It's not really an opportunity. There are guys who still want to sell. They just haven't showed up to the party yet to sell. So you'll start seeing, this kind of bump up a little bit, come all the way down, bump up, come all the way down. But, let's not, this is going lower, bro. I mean, you're going below 5,000. You're going below 5,000. You still got countries who want to get rid of this. You still got people who
China.
Right. You still got people who can't accept the fact that they're taking the, Bitcoin up the ass so deep right now. They got people who can't take it, bro. They're down 100K and they still won't sell. These people eventually are going to come to the realization that they're going to have to sell. They have yet to do so. So this is coming down a lot lower.
Yeah, that's why I gotta hold it for
There it
maybe
is.
like the British guy, maybe for like a couple of months or even a couple of years.
It is what it is, bro. Appreciate the call,
Okay,
man.
no problem.
Thank you, Fisher, bro. Appreciate you, man. All right, so yeah, Bitcoin's got, it had a great ride. 2017 was a great ride for the currency, and now you gotta go into the pit of hell, man. You gotta go into the pit of hell. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. What's up, Stock God? Right, stocks, go lower faster than they go up. Look at this thing, man. Going up nice, and it was fast for what it was, but it's going down even faster. That's why I love shorting more than buying and going long. Yes, indeed. SC Trucker, appreciate you in here, man. All right, so let's look at some of you charts you guys are looking at. I'm calling it right now, Mickey D's. Mickey D's is going to be a nice call for somebody tomorrow. McDonald's, 24 on that RSI tomorrow. Or I think we're going to open up actually higher. I'm in McDonald's. Got in at literally like 357. And in McDonald's, I'm in the February 9th. That's tomorrow. Yep, I went into for an expiration. That's tomorrow. For the 160 call. I went for the 160 call February 9th. 160 call. And I'm willing to lose my ass on that if it doesn't hit. But I'm pretty sure we're going to hit. McDonald's is going to be up tomorrow. We've practically lost all of December's gains. In McDonald's, we're down to November. We're practically in November. Actually October. Damn, October. So in McDonald's we've eviscerated almost 3 months of gains in Mickey D's. I know there's some other stocks that you guys might be looking at. There's some great buys out there. Apple's another one. Apple going lower now. We're in what is this? October, so Apple's lost almost 4 months of gains in Apple. Quite a few other stocks, man. There's some nice little discounts. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying you go long and you hold this until next week. I think this could be very well, as I just got off the phone with Fisher, this could just be a one-day thing where you sell into, the high of the day, and then you get the fuck up out of there. And then you get the fuck up out of there, because I don't know what next week is going to look like. Yeah, some of the guys are going to hold those. That's why I can't understand that hold on to dear life bullshit, man. You had some guys who were telling people to hold on for dear life. Look at this damn near BitConnect scam, DeVarCoin. DeVarCoin's just basically BitConnect. They ended up closing up shop on people. There's a video right now, guy who he had 50,000 in his damn lending platform. He got $400 back. 50,000, and they only gave him $400 worth of Bitcoin back, or DeVarCoin or whatever. Yeah, it was pretty much a bloodbath today. But there are ways to play it to get money. Again, those inverse ETFs. 772. You're on the air. What's up?
What's happening, Mr. Sal? What's happening with you, brother?
What's going on? What you got for us today, Treasure Hunter?
Not much, man. I kind of figured, the market, did not get his head right and mind right. That's why I was afraid for people to, buy expensive stuff, seeing what happened,
Well, here's the thing, man. I know you're putting up these these little penny stocks, but
I've been killing the OTCs, bro.
Well, I guess you're winning, because I'm, the typical guys that I typically would see winning at this game, they haven't been posting their gains recently, man. It seems like that side of the market is struggling. But let me see what you're doing here. What stocks you got for us today?
Let me see. Today, I tried to call the show last night, but I don't. I wasn't sure you was on the air.
Yeah, I wasn't on.
All right. I know you're busy. You know, say you big style. You do, you know, big things and stuff like that. But I wanted to call in on IBIO. You know what I'm saying? I bought you know what I'm saying, got into him, and you know what I'm saying, we're pretty decent. So I was thinking about maybe riding out with him. You know me, I usually dig him up, my little treasures, and call in and see what you take on it. Now, you got the fancy indicators and stuff. How long do you think IBIO is going to stay running?
Well, I don't know. I mean, right now,
Don't start.
It's a nice trend. I mean, I'll never say, you know, anything is certain. I'll have an opinion, but you know, when I look at IBIO, you know, you're in positive territory. It could be the start of something here. So, you know, it you know, it's where you want to be. I can't deny that. You know, not the prettiest chart in the world, I'll tell you that. But you know, on the daily chart, you know, looks like you've got some downside support there, and you're building on to something here. So we'll see. Volume looks pretty decent, and you know, you were up today, so hopefully that.
I know. I was like, oh damn, bro. I hope he's on there so I, you know, let you know about it, and at least, you know, maybe could dig up, you know, what they doing. Maybe something hit off, or is it just a 1 day or 2 day thing? You know.
Right.
Yeah. But that's what I got, bro. And you know, I see how long that I'm gonna see how long that's gonna run. See if I'm gonna scale in bigger, or you know, to see what's up. Because like you were saying, it's like back when we first started. You know, get a couple of games and get out. But you know, me, if they keep making gains, I'm gonna stay in a little minute. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 21-cent stock, man. I mean, if you can pull out a dime out of this, that'd be a great trade, bro. I'm not gonna deny that. I like, you know, the share structure and the way, you know, it's moved over the last 10 days. I mean, this is kind of what you kind of want to see on these stocks that have been, you know, beat up and could be showing the fact that sellers are being overwhelmed and are probably gone, and buyers are taking over. So not bad.
So I was in them, I sold them, now back in them, and you know, see what happens.
We'll see. Appreciate it, bro.
You got it, man. Keep it good work, Sal.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, IBIO is probably one of the better tickers he's showed up here on the show and talked about. I like where, you know, we live very little downside risk and quite a bit, you know, good upside opportunity, even if it's just about closing the gap here to what is that, 27 cents. So about a nickel higher from where it is now, and you know, that could be a good trade at 21 cents a share. So all right, let's keep it going. Yeah, quite a few guys. You're right, Stock Guy. Quite a few guys, you know, got large cap, small cap. I'm willing to look at anything. But I'm you know, doing a lot more large cap now, just because, you know, with options and stuff like that, I can use money that I would typically use in an OTC stock and get an even better return if I get the direction right. All right. SFOR. Yeah, Strikeforce Technologies. Not DTII, right? But another one that can move, as you see here on the weekly. This is probably where you want to get in. You know, this is probably where you want to get in on DTII. You're looking here on the weekly. Obviously, you know, each candlestick, you know, represents a week. This week is virtually over, so we can take this candlestick. You know, it's not bad. You know, this is maybe where you want to get in, showing some kind of support here that could be developing, and maybe you go back higher. Who knows? All right, but not bad. Looks like you're in great shape here on the weekly, daily too. Again, representing those multiple days, what is a couple weeks here actually, of support at those 0060s, 0070s. All right. Yeah. I've kind of fallen in love with the large caps now. You know, I'm watching, like I said, I'm watching a ton of these from eBay, these little option DVDs from like the early 2000s. I've been buying so many of these little DVDs, the 10 most powerful option trading secrets. You know, and you can get them on eBay. I look for like lots and stuff. Four powerful rules for, you know, to successful option trading. You know, so little DVDs like this that pay themselves. I mean, they pay for themselves. Just kind of telling you when and what to look for and little things like that. Some of the stuff is stuff you've heard, but sometimes you need someone to kind of really say it again in a certain kind of way where it kind of clicks for you. So, not bad. And these little DVDs that you'll see on eBay and stuff like that, obviously, if you can get them on the torrent sites like Pirate Bay and whatnot, by all means, go get them there. These guys, I never want to take from anybody, but these things are out of print, and why go and buy them for $79 when you can go and download them for in 5 minutes. 910, you're in the air. What's up?
Hey, Sal. It's Mike here.
Hey, what's going on? Appreciate it. What you got for us?
Hey, have you guys gone over the Snapchat one yet for today?
Oh, no, we have not gone over Snapchat. Snapchat, huge winner yesterday. And talk to us a little bit about it. Were you in it? Were you part of that huge run?
I watched it yesterday because I was very their IPO from when it first came out, when I actually was watching it. But it was sketchy to me. I didn't know which direction it'd go. Obviously, we all saw the crazy gain it had.
Yeah.
So I was just watching it today to see if it'd keep going or if it had tanked. And as it tanked, I've only done one option in my life last year, and that was actual call. But, he talked about these puts, this guy on this YouTube show I'd be watching. So I was like, let me just go ahead and find one real quick, and I got one in at $19.50 for this Friday to close.
Oh, right.
So yeah, I mean, it went down to $18.60, so I was like, oh, wow, this is nice,
Absolutely.
Because with the call, I remember being nervous with that because it fluctuated, and I think I got a month out, and it would just cause me some stress. But this put thing, I like it, man. I gotta hand it to you on that one. But what's Snapchat looking like to you, man? To me, it looks like it just had its good little earnings bump, and then now it's going to go back to where it used to be.
Well, yeah, I think Snap, solid earnings report. Obviously, they're still burning too much cash, but I mean, they had an incredible day yesterday. The $19 calls. I mean, they were up 3,900%. So a $1,000 investment turned into $39,000 overnight in Snap. If you were just incredibly smart enough to hold the $19 options. Now, obviously, there were some traders there. I have a feeling there was probably institutional and banks and whatnot. But incredible call otherwise. I mean, anybody who picked this up, it opened up yesterday at 17, as you can see, and then rallied higher throughout the day. So guys who were smart enough and were willing to take risks to buy those $18 or $19 puts, I mean, they benefited huge from the run-up intraday. So, but obviously the big money was made the night before and days before. But in terms of Snap looking forward tomorrow, I think you probably have some continued selling, but I'd be careful with this. I mean, they put up a decent number. This is a stock that guys, even though fundamentally the company's broken, they're losing cash, their margins are incredibly small, but it's a millennial trade. They could give a care less what's going on in the balance sheet. They love Snap. They understand Snap, and they're going to buy it through Robinhood and all of these other platforms. So just be careful. I think personally, I would maybe dump this in the morning. That you'll probably be in the money tomorrow. You're already in the money. I'll probably dump this tomorrow because this could come back and go higher.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes.
All righty.
Yeah.
Definitely be on the lookout. Thanks for the info, sir.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call.
All right, no problem.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, if we have a green day tomorrow market-wide, a stock like this is going to run. It's going to run. All right? Yeah, if tomorrow's a green day, which it's pointing to, it's going to run. All right? Tomorrow is Friday, market expiration, option expiration. That's typically a day for the calls. A day for the calls. And these market makers will do what they got to do to make sure they end the day green. And these puts will get killed, man, if you're not sure where you are. All right? Let's take a look at CHK, the natural gas play. All right, let's look at CHK. You know, not doing so hot. You know, when here's the thing, man. When you trade these commodity based stocks, you know, where obviously the company, huge company. I mean, Chesapeake Energy, big company out in Virginia. Natural gas. They have some oil exposure, crude exposure rather. But again, they're so dependent on the underlying commodity, which is natural gas. So if natural gas is selling off, guess what? The stock is going to sell off. All right. Even if the company is running profitable and whatever it is, that traders will still, give it. Let me see here. Let me pull back a little bit. Yeah, give it the side eye because, again, natural gas is selling off. So now, I guess you can say oversold here, 21 on the RSI. That's the daily chart. Real beat up. Let's look at the hourly. Where did you cross in there? You crossed below the 50 there back on January the 25th. All right, January the 25th would have been a solid put for somebody. Again, I love these not necessarily, lower time frames, but just kind of mid-range, not too close to a minute, not too close to a full day, but an hourly really shaves off the fakes and shows you a very clear signal. And again, getting back below the 50, that would have been a really great area to buy a put, and would have been still in there. Would have been really nice too. CHK. You calling it a dip buy, Joe? I don't know. You're calling it a dip buy. Let's look at the 5 minutes, see if we're having a turnaround. Okay. I could see where you possibly could be seeing that happening. All right. Zoom in a little bit. I don't like to get into the 2 or 1 minute. I think you get faked out a lot there. 5 minutes even maybe a little bit too close, but I like the 10. And 10 is showing maybe some a little bit of evening. Again, you'll see what happens tomorrow. And again, you still have to pay attention to natural gas. You still have to pay attention to natural gas. All right. Let's go back onto the daily. All right. Oh, not this one. That's one I use during the day. Let's go to Arrow. There you go. Speaking of the sell-off, the financials have been taking a beating. The financials have really been taking a beating, whether you look at the Bank of America's, the Goldman Sachs of the world. All right, Goldman Sachs of the world. The BB&T is another one. All right, BB&T, which is really big here in the South. Another one, it's STI, SunTrust. That's another one. That's big here in the South Atlanta area as well. So these financials are really taking a beating. Really taking a beating. And, I don't know where these are going to go. Someone talked about Bank of America. Again, Bank of America, 39. All right. I'm seeing right now $30 after hours, so we'll see whether or not that picks itself up tomorrow. Bad Scientist, I think you're on the air. What's up, man?
Hey, Sal, what's going on?
Hey, appreciate having you.
You were talking about banks selling off, so, I have my issue with trading coming up with JPM, but I thought I'd just do some homework. So it's all kind of like a domino effect with these banks, because guess what? They each own each other's shares. So, for instance, JP Morgan owns Bank of America, and Bank of America owns JP Morgan. So if one bank goes down, or especially during this volatility, they will all come down because they basically hedge their bets against each other.
Absolutely.
So it's almost kind of an illusion that there's competition between them, because if you look at what each bank owns, it actually owns shares in the competing banks. So this notion that JP Morgan, its competitor is, I don't know, Wells Fargo or Bank of America, it's just pretty much an illusion. I would liken it to Republicans and Democrats. The media and everyone else sells the narrative that these two parties are arguing in competition, but these guys behind closed doors are friends. It's just how the story is sold. So, you know, if you thought JP Morgan operated independently, there's no such thing, because go and look at what they own. I actually went deeper into them, and they own, I think, close to 1,500 securities.
Absolutely.
1,500.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, just as you said, yeah, they own significant amount, a huge portfolio in dozens, thousands of companies, as you mentioned. And, you know, they make sure they never lose. I mean, banks are set up to never lose. And
Correct.
I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
And they've covered themselves. Let's say you want to do like more longer term investing, just go see what the banks own. I believe JP Morgan's ownership in terms of sectors, 30% of the the investment is in the financial sector, and then everything else is lower than that. They've got their fingers in everything from healthcare to technology to utilities. So these guys cover themselves quite nicely. I thought I'd just mention that, since you talked about banks coming down. They're all interdependent on each other. So when they make regulations, it's not one company that comes up with some regulatory measure. These CEOs from these major banks all sit together and discuss, you know, what's the best way to, you know, to cheat our customers, or what's the best way to, you know, whatever it is they decide.
Well, I also want to let people know that these banks as well create the market for some of these securities. So when they're going public, they take these companies public. It's their job to create, you know, to be the promoters, so to speak, literally the promoters for these companies. So, you know, when you see them making recommendations, another good thing to do is to make sure that recommendation isn't coming from the same bank that created the market for the stock. So,
and that's probably the case.
Right.
There's a conflict of interest. That happens so much. So we shouldn't be deluded into thinking that, you know, each company is separate and there's no conflicts of interest. The stuff. So when banks come and they say, "Oh, Bats, you know, you can't trade this stock because your wife works for us," I'm like, since when were you the moral authority on, you know, how things should be run? Banks caused, you know, arguably the crisis that happened in 2007, 2008. Wells Fargo can't allow you to trade marijuana stocks. And then they're like, no, it's moral, ethical issues. But at the same time, you're selling people duplicate accounts that they don't even know about. So, you know, with banks these days, yeah, I kind of don't trust them. But like you said, it's a double-edged sword, because they create the market for a lot of these securities. So I don't know. It's just like oil and water with me. We just need each other, but at the same time, we hate each other.
Absolutely, absolutely.
The main reason why I called quickly is, okay, so next week, hopefully, I should be making a sizable bonus from work from last year. It's going to be a lot of money. Mm-hmm. I wanted to get your input in terms of, if you had a lump sum of money and you needed to put that into something right now, you know, what are your thoughts on that? What securities would you recommend?
Oh man, you're putting pressure on me, Bats. But no,
that's okay.
No. If that was the deal, I'd probably put it in something that I know, you know, is going to win for quite a bit of, you know, quite a, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? But it's going to be winning. You know, time after time after time again, earnings season after earnings season. And I think that's going to be NVIDIA. And I would look at a company like NVIDIA, and I would, you know, I don't know about...
Do you have anything that's maybe a lower RSI? I don't mind holding on to it for 3-6 months or even 9 months.
Oh.
Do you have any...
So you're looking for a tighter time frame.
Yeah, because it's a lot of money, and it's something where I like you were talking about the 401k and all of that. I want to manage this, and it's something, If I make good money in 1 week or 1 day, that's fine. But I'm prepared to hold it, for 9 months.
Okay. All right. So, okay, for 9 months, I mean, for 9 months, then I'm thinking you would want to be in something more secure, like a large cap. What do you mean by you want? Are you thinking about something cheaper?
Yeah, something cheaper or something that's expensive but is a low RSI play, because I want to be able to, with this volatility going in the markets, I want something that's already been beat down, but it's a very solid company with a very huge upside and very little to the downside.
Yeah. Let me see here. What is because you sound like you almost want and what I'm hearing when you sounds like a utility, bro. It sounds like something that's cash heavy, that's not necessarily going to be affected by the volatility in the market. Something you're not going to wake up and it's going to be down 10 points, up 10 points. It sounds like you're talking about a utility, and I'm thinking about a good
utilities one. Could work, and I mean anything, not any crazy. I mean 30% gain would be good in those 9 months, but even 10%, 5%, something that's that I can at least get into and not have sleepless nights.
Yeah, it very much does sound like a utility that you're talking about. And if I can just do a quick scan, I know people are going to put some stuff in the chat room too.
Yeah, Sean Jackson just said GE. GE I wouldn't mind, but it keeps on going down further. Like when I thought it was at 20 and establishing $20 support, it came down to the 16s. Didn't it dip down to the 14s as well? And maybe I could combine it. If it gives dividends, maybe the dividends can offset, any downside. That might actually work.
Let me see here. I like Duke. Duke Energy is good too. I like where Duke Energy is right now. This is North Carolina.
That is nice. Is that an engulfing signal or is that an inverted hammer? I can't tell.
No, I think I'd say engulfing, but right now I don't want to see some clear definition of where this is going. But I like it where it says on a weekly.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, you get those two. You had 2 days ago a hammer and then a reversed hammer, inverted hammer for today and yesterday, and it's at the bottom of the chart. That looks good. That is a contender. I like that. Is it dividend? Do they give dividends?
Yeah. This is a dividend stock as well. This is a
fantastic.
I know they pay a dividend. Now this is a quarterly dividend. This is a quarterly dividend. So every 3 months. Let me see.
Yeah, that worked, and I used to work for Duke, and unlike a lot of the college basketball supporters, I actually like Duke, but just like the Patriots, no one likes them.
Nobody likes them that much.
Thank you so much, Sal.
No problem, Bats.
Sorry.
Yeah, look at Dominion Resources too, ticker D.
Oh, Dominion. So they're both in the same space, right?
I think Duke is in North Carolina. I think Dominion is like Virginia, and a little. If they do have North Carolina, it's like a little bit up top there. But I think Dominion is Virginia.
Dominion looks brilliant. Yeah. It's just as good. And most people who are looking at trends are saying, what is this guy talking about? This thing looks like a disaster, not for what I want to do. So I appreciate that. I think I'll go with one of those, or I could even split the money between both of them. That's really nice. Last point, OTC, MINE as in mine. What's the story with that stock? I've never seen it. It's not something that pops up every time. What is going on with that stock?
So,
what's
all
the
right.
story with that?
So mine, some of the guys you might be trading OTCs long enough to remember this story. Mine is one of those companies that first came out when marijuana just took off, 2012, 2013-ish. They had a little clan that they called themselves like the wolf, the wolves or something like that. And they were basically these group of traders, and they all had like avatars that were wolves, and they basically were like, yeah, we're the wolves of marijuana and all that kind of crap. And they used to go back and forth with Tim Sykes a lot. And Tim Sykes was calling mine a pump and dump. And eventually it did get exposed for a pump and dump. It fell apart. And this is a stock that used to, trade very high, much higher than where it is now. There was a guy by the name of the Wolf of Weed Street. He's still on Twitter right now. And he was the one behind mine. He's the one who took it to those levels. And then he was the one that got all the, the heat after it all fell apart. I mean, guys lost thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in mine. So right now, the company, I guess, still is going. They've got like some little flavored drinks and crap like that I guess have some kind of cannabis into it. But for right now, it's just pretty much been a dud. And the float is ridiculous. But, could it come back? Very well, it may be.
Well, I mean, this is day one of a serious volume spike. So, like I said, always with OTCs, it will give you at least 2 or 3 days minimum, because it caught my radar, and I'm like, I've never seen this stock on, the actively traded OTCs. And I was like, yeah, maybe ask Sal. Maybe he knows a little bit about it.
Yeah.
Your knowledge is unsurpassed, sir. I marvel at how much knowledge you've accumulated over the years, and this is the best show in the world to be at. I always appreciate what you do for the trading community. Thank you so much,
Bats.
sir.
Thanks, man. So,
all right, take care. Bye-bye.
Appreciate it so much, Bats, as always. Thank you for the call and your contribution. The Wolf Pack. Thank you, SC Trucker. They were called the Wolf Pack. And yeah, Jason Wolf of Weed Street was their leader. And they were just going ham on Tim Sykes, because Tim, at the time, he used to go really hard on these pump and dumps. He's calmed down a lot. He's calmed down a lot from those days. But that was fun times, man. Fun times. Wolf of Weed Street and the Wolf Pack. Yeah, that was them. They were like a couple hundred traders, a couple hundred traders. They all have wolf avatars, and it was just retarded. They would just pump select stocks that they liked. Yeah. All right. But shout out to Bats getting that, getting some money from his job, looking for a good, utility. I like utilities. I mean, utilities they're nice little safe plays. Obviously, they're cash heavy, right? I mean, they got a ton of cash on their books. They're supported by government. They have a virtual monopoly, right? Little to no competition. They're protected by government, and you can put some cash in them, and especially where they are now, significantly lower than they were a couple weeks ago. This is something he can get in and be able to ride, for the next several months. And eventually you'll see guys come into those utility stocks, especially as a hedge from higher interest rates. You'll see them go into those kind of value plays. You'll see them run to REITs and all that kind of crap. All right. What's going on, LK Ra? Yeah, it's been a minute. I didn't think you still trade, bro. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Appreciate that, Andrew. OPHT from Andrew Gonzalez. OPHT. I haven't seen that ticker before. Let me look at it. OPHT. All right. Looks like you got a wedge forming here, getting tighter. Looks like you're getting tired or don't know where the stock is going, but you've been a nice little bounce. OPHT, tell me a little bit more about it. I just missed a call. Not sure who was that. Just missed a call. Call me back, 980. You rang like one time. So call me back. Yeah, we took a look at AKER. Not a bad play. Not a bad play. The only thing about AKER is I'd love to know what's why do we think that's going higher? Juan Perez, what's up, man? Do I think you get another red day in the SPY tomorrow? No, sir. I think tomorrow is green. All right. As we said, when stocks sell off, you go down, then you go up. You go down, you go up. So tomorrow should be an up day, in my opinion. 845, you're in the air. What's up?
Oh, it's Ken again. Sorry, Sal.
Hey, what's up, Ken?
That LIGA. Did you have a chance to mention that? I wasn't watching.
No, LIGA. No, tell us about it. I mean, I know you've been the only guy.
Real estate.
Yeah,
sure, the house. Right, they build houses, and it really looks interesting. I mean, it's holding the gains, and if you go back 3, 4, 5 years, we're getting close to breaking above that old resistance. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's riding my channels real nicely here. I mean, you broke above it, and it's hiding real nicely above the channel. As long as the volume stays buyers, you're nice. Now, I do have to tell you, you're up there, so you risk coming down a little bit to at least 0062, 0060. But this is what you want to see is a nice little, I won't call it a hammer signal, but nice candlestick for today's move where guys bought the dips on there in that chart.
Okay, that's it. Thanks.
Appreciate it, Ken.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. You're right for a pullback, though. You're right for a pullback, but not bad. LIGA holding it so far, but you're right for a pullback back to 0062. 0062. All right. And by the way, you guys need to learn how to use these Keltner channels too. This is kind of the stuff that I use during the great thing, great indicator. I don't want to introduce too many indicators that I use during the day to confuse too many people in here. But again, as you can see here, McDonald's oversold, needs to come back. All right, 165 is a possible target. Could be as soon as tomorrow or next week, Monday or so. Getting back into the channel. All right, Keltner channel, really great stuff to use. All right, you would have came here short, and then. Oh yeah, that would have been a great trade. All right, so let's keep it going. Hey man, there it is. That's the ticker I was thinking about. Candlestick. All right. SC Trucker said REITs are good now. Supply is low. Prices are low. Yeah. The REITs. Any business that's cash heavy. All right, any business that's cash heavy, that's where guys run to in times of chaos. Where I'm not seeing guys running the gold, right? It used to be where everybody's gonna run the gold. Well, gold is for the most part hasn't been doing anything. So I like the REITs. I like utilities. I like those kind of cash heavy businesses when disaster strikes. 980, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Sal? This is Andrew.
Hey, Andrew, what's up, man?
Gladness. So I know you got two Andrews. I just wanted to bring up two OTCs. It looks like they're monster kills the last couple of days. One was from today, and the other one was from yesterday. MVES.
The movie studio. Okay, I remember that one. That's an oldie, but a goodie, but an oldie. Not bad. Let's take a look at this MVES. Wow. Okay, so a spike out of nowhere. I mean, you want to talk about a volume spike? Boy, yeah, that volume came out of nowhere. Entertainment company just added Amazon.com to its distribution resume. Possible takeover candidate. So it looks like they're being promoted by EmergingGrowth.com. EmergingGrowth.com is a website that it's basically a promoter who tries to hide himself as, we're showing you new companies that you need, but they're paid for promotion. And I think if you go on their website and look up their write-up, I think if you scroll all the way down, you'll probably find how much they got paid for this. But they got an email list and whatnot they ask you to subscribe to. But regardless, they brought in the volume and the stock spiked. But look at that, man, 0015 to as high as 0074 2 days. So you're up well over 500+% in 2 days. Wow. Very impressive.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the other one that ran today is ASKH.
SKH. Never heard of this one. Azteca Holdings. Never heard of this one. Are you familiar with what the company does?
Not really. I mean, it just came up on the scanners in the OTC market, and I watched it pretty much the whole time. I paper traded it, and it was just great, And now, probably on Monday, so I'm gonna take a break from trading on Friday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in heavy with these OTCs now. I got a good understanding where the spikes happen and the scanners work. See what happens.
All right. Yeah. Just be careful with them. Yeah, the movie studio I'm well aware of. They're a company that buys kind of these low rate, low budget, direct to DVD movies, and then they sell them to platforms like Netflix, and now it looks like they picked up Amazon, and then they kind of make money that way through the streaming aspect of the business and through DVD sales from Family Dollar, those Walmart baskets where you see the movies, $1, $5 DVDs. So interesting business that they have. But this ASKH I'm not familiar with. But yeah, be careful with trading these OTCs, man. That's all I got to tell you.
Well, that's it. So keep up the good work, my man.
Appreciate it, Gladness. Thanks a lot, man.
All right,
yes, indeed. Appreciate the call. All right. Appreciate the call, sir. All right. He said managing 3 trades at once. Yeah, I that's so funny because when I see guys post up like their gains, right, or some trades that they were in, and they got like 4 trades they made in one day, that's like crazy to me. Like, I need like one at a time. If you've noticed when I post my trades, it's like one at a time. I don't know how some of you guys do like 4 trades at a time, and I'm just like, man, I get overwhelmed with one trade. I need to be watching it. You got guys posting up 4 trades at a time, 5 trades. But hey, if it's profitable and you can do it, man, more power to you. But if you've seen something like me, I'm a one at a time trader. This is what I was trading. Okay, I'm sold. This is the next thing I'm in. Okay, I'm sold. That I'm a one at a time dude. That's just me. I don't know how y'all do that shit. Yeah. Shaquille, do I day trade or swing trade? Mostly day trade. Again, typically I'm a pessimist, so I'm typically buying puts. I'll buy calls if I think the probability is high it'll go up. Like tomorrow. There's a higher probability that the market is going to bounce. So I'll buy some calls tomorrow. In fact, I already flipped into some McDonald's calls. I'll tell you right now. And I think I already said it at the top of the show. But I'm in the McDonald's again, February 9th, 160 call. It's expiring tomorrow. So that could end up being a loser, but I'm in it really light. And I'll add to it if it starts going my way, but I'm in it light, couple calls. All right, but I don't like going long unless it's in my favor to go long. It's too slow. Yeah, like 15 minutes, bro. 15 minutes, maybe an hour max. This market, man. I try to do the swing trading. There's a guy by the name of Tyson Batts. He does this. I'm impatient, bro. I can't. I just, these guys holding trades for 6, 7 days, 14 days, 30 days. Man, I'm impatient, bro. OTCs, I used to be able to do that with like OTCs and stuff. I used to be able to do that shit. But with these large caps, man, the way they, especially, an option, you're watching them go like this all day, dude. One day you're up, 1 minute you're up 600, then you're at 485, then you're 5. I'm like, dude, let me just take this shit off the table now before I lose my mind. Let me see here. Some of these, I don't know where retail is going anymore. I felt like last year we were very confident on where retail was going for 2017. As you can see here, it was very well known where retail was going with 2017. Now 2018, nobody can really tell you what's going on with retail. Nobody can really give you a definite, like, are we going to continue to sell off? Nobody can really answer that question when we talk about retail. Looking at Macy's, looking at Foot Locker. Foot Locker sold off today. Obviously, there are many things selling off. But nobody can really tell where these stocks are going. All right, get rid of that. And Foot Locker, I actually lost on Foot Locker because I remember thinking this was going to sell off. But it didn't break. I thought it would break lower. Didn't break and ended up bouncing against me. I had to sell this one for a loss. But Foot Locker. Alright. So you want moving trades, watch UVXY tomorrow. You guys love trading that volatility, man. Be careful trading that volatility. Be very, very careful. A great trade for shorts tomorrow is those inverses like SDOW. These SDOW and all that, these will be down tomorrow. So look like, this ticker SDOW, which is the inverse of the Dow. All right, so if the Dow goes down, SDOW goes up. This should come down tomorrow. The only problem with inverse ETFs is that they have a tendency to gap down. So they move so aggressively that when the market opens up, they will gap down. So that opportunity to take advantage, sometimes you miss it. But if the market just opens and then rides up higher, which would be the preferred way to, I'd love the market to open up. Then you can short a stock like SDOW or an ETF like SDOW lower. All right. You said volatility is where the money is at. Yeah, if you can get it right, absolutely. If you can get it right, absolutely. KPay. Yeah, let that cross that 50. I like it. If it crosses that 50, obviously, if we go a little bit closer to one of my preferred time frames, you did that today. All right, you did that today. Even let's go a little bit closer to a 10-minute, probably a couple of days ago now. Yeah, it looks like that happened just before the close yesterday. You got the signal to go in. And a nice play there. You ended up closing with that. Oh, no, this is the open today. But, I mean, the volume isn't there, man. There's no volume. There's no volumes. I mean, you got, today was unusual volume for the stock, but I mean the average is only 78,000 daily. So whatever's going on, it's got people excited. But man, I like to see a lot more people participating with me when I go into a trade, because again, if it doesn't go your way, you want to be able to get out quickly. All right, you want to be able to get out quickly. Yeah, GBTC. When that flipped. Or I should say, Ford split into cheaper shares, now below $20 over here. You can see here I paper traded it, but there are no shares to short. There are no shares to short of GBTC at all. Interactive Brokers doesn't have it. Nobody pretty much has it. I don't think there's. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just a float or what. But yeah, it looks like it was a dip buy at 10. I had told you GBTC is going to go into the single digits It looks like 10 was a nice little wall for the stock to kind of bounce off of. But, Bitcoin has continued to sell lower. You're going to go lower. And, GBTC should continue to slide. All right? Claytrack, you'll watch the SPY for your entry. You're only in it for 10 to 20 seconds. What's going on, Lamprey? Let's take a look at Drip. Drip. This is your bear. So this is an inverse Drip. It's the opposite of oil and gas. Oil has been selling off. Last time we talked, we were talking about $63 a gallon oil. I think we're out to the 60s now, right? I think we're in the high 50s now. Let me check this out, investing.com. I think we're in the 50s now in oil or crude. Okay, no, we're at 60.60. We're at 60.60, but we did hit 59 today, but we're at 60.60 now. 251, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Sam?
Hey, Anthony, what's up, man?
Oh, man, I'm working this stinking parade, man. Finna get ready to retire in 5 more days.
Yes, indeed. Congratulations to you, man. Retiring from the city. So I know you're going to get that pension check, right?
Yeah, hey, $1,500 a month,
Yes,
plus,
indeed.
and then what I do on the side is I get paid more money than that.
Absolutely. Good, man. But no matter what, you still want to get that pension money, continue to keep hustling. And I think you live down in, what is it, Alabama?
Mobile.
Oh,
yeah, Mobile.
Man, you sitting pretty, bro. You sitting pretty, man. I know the cost of living down there. Money goes very far. And, you should be fine with that, bro.
Yeah, but hell, that ain't nothing there but shit. Because my wife got a job making, she's got a job offer back in Philly. Hell, finna make eight figures. So, so I'm gonna follow the damn money.
Absolutely.
I can still do my thing up there.
Absolutely. So you guys are gonna be moving to Philadelphia? Is that what you're saying?
Well, she'll be up there before I will. I'll probably be going back and forth because I got a lot of shit here I got to do for folks.
Absolutely.
Before I can make that move. But for the most part, working, like I say, got me health insurance. I got that for the rest of my life till I turn 65 years of age, and then this pension I draw that money for the rest of my natural born life.
Yes, indeed. That's what I'm talking about.
I put in the time, put in years, and I thank God I went in at an early age at the high school and got that shit done.
That's what's up.
So, got it behind me. But anyway, I got a ticker, man, that you may be interested in, or because I can't really find out a whole lot about it. It's RARS.
RARS.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you stumped me with this one. I'm not familiar with this stock.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about getting in early and holding it. But I don't know too much about it.
What brought it up to? What brought it up to you? Like, how did you find it?
Sarah, actually, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm sitting there at work because I don't do shit anymore, and I sit there and just type tickers in. And I was looking at the fucking volume. Coming into the stock. And like you were saying last night, look at the RSI. If it's above that 50, kind of, judge it by that. So I was looking at it, and I've been looking at it for about a week. And it's been, kind of steady in that 002, 001 range up in there. So, and that's what came to my attention. I was like, and this is a tech stock too, but I don't know too much about it.
Yeah,
too much about it.
I mean, it looks like a dead ticker, though, Anthony. I'm looking at, the website doesn't work. Somebody's accumulating it. I don't know why per se. Something could be going on. I'm not saying that, but looks like nothing's kind of, came out of this company for years. No filings, looks like since 2012. So I wouldn't park any money
No,
into
fool
this.
with.
Yeah, I wouldn't park any money that you might end up not being able to take out for God knows how long, right? So something is going on here, but why risk it? Unless you just got $100 to throw away that you just really want to park it to see what could happen. Otherwise, I'd move on to something else.
Well, look at this one, STSC.
STSC. Now, this one I remember. STSC. Yeah, this one got promoted a while back, but they got the skull and crossbones. So this one is delinquent right now.
Okay.
I'd pass on this one too.
Okay. Yeah, I think I did give you these last week. What about WLB?
Let me see, WLB, Westmoreland Coal. Well, here's the thing. The coal companies ran, if you remember, they ran really aggressively after the election of Donald Trump. If you go back, you'll see Donald Trump got elected, and they ran for a couple months after his election because there were quite a few promises that he made to the industry. But when it became quite clear that,
coal was dead.
Right, coal was dead. It was going to cost too much money for companies to get into the business. Banks didn't want to lend the money to coal miners to do business because under environmental pressure, they weren't going to lend to that industry. It just wasn't going to survive. So I think coal, for the most part, is a dead business. I don't see any bounces coming out of this.
Cool. Okay, well, I appreciate it. Hey, do me a favor, Sam.
What's up?
Put your link up there with the the payment. With the send you some money, man.
Oh, okay. Appreciate it, man. Hey, I never. I always feel some kind of way about it, but I'm always grateful for the guys who do. But I appreciate that.
I'm gonna tell you like I told you before. Give honor to whose honor is due. You sitting here, you doing this stuff, helping everybody, and I made me a couple of dollars off of my position on Monday, and I want to donate something to the cause, to the fund, help you keep your cameras and all that shit up. You have to come out of pocket with that, man.
Appreciate you, bro. I thank you so much, Anthony. I'll put it in the chat room.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for the call, Anthony, and congratulations to you again. Congratulations to you again for, putting in his time, dude. Putting in his time. Now he gets his full retirement, health care. That's what's up. Enjoying the rest of his life with his loved ones. Yes, indeed. While still getting that check. Yes, indeed. All right. So I'll put that in the chat room. There it is. That's the PayPal link. Hit up that PayPal link. I appreciate y'all who support the show and understand that, I shouldn't take money out of my own pocket to fuck with the show if I need, a new camera or something like that. I appreciate you guys, man. Much respect. All right, so let me do some final trades here so we can get you guys out of here. Some final trades. Let's do some final trades. Again, McDonald's, NVIDIA. Man, there are going to be a lot of stocks up tomorrow. I think there are going to be a lot of stocks up tomorrow. And if I'm looking at the futures right now, the futures is up, S&P is up, NASDAQ is up. So the futures look really good right now. So we're up for a very solid open tomorrow. I think it's going to be a really nice day. Again, I don't know what next week is going to look like. I think next week, we could see a continuation. So that's why I'm saying if you're up tomorrow, man, take those profits because Monday could be a return to the justification to continue to keep selling, right? All right, so let's go look at final trades. Somebody bringing up EDZ. EDZ. All right, so that's okay, that's another inverse. That'll sell off tomorrow. EDZ will sell off tomorrow if the market is green. When I'm going to make a video about Black Box, I already made a video on it. Michael Black. Yeah, I made that video that night. The video about Black Box stocks, about the copy trades and stuff. That's what I've been doing. That's why I've been killing it in the option side. All I'm doing is I'm looking at tickers that I've done some homework on, and then I'm pulling up what wealthy investors who have a lot more than me, what they have put in as trades. I may be changing some of the, like the call, the actual strike price, and of course the amount that I'm buying. But for the most part, I'm just copying another trader. I'm just copying another trader. I'm doing my own research in terms of where in the chart I can, get in at, right? Because that pulls up, and then I look at it and say, oh wow, I think he's on to something there, and then I make a change. I might get a time frame that's a little bit further out to protect myself, or a strike that's maybe a little bit closer to the money. But that's all I'm doing, is I'm just copy trading. I'm just copy trading. And go to you want to take advantage of that software, blackboxtrader.org. In days like these, it's hard to play. It's hard to play the stock alerts, because there are alerts on the stock. The small caps are perfect. I mean, the small caps they're still slapping, but the large cap alerts are pretty much. I mean, they're pretty much useless right now in this volatility cycle. There's Bats with all his tickers. Is there a government? I don't know if there's going to be another government shutdown. The Democrats have no leverage, so I don't even know why they bother with that. I don't know why they bother with that. That's my problem with them, is that they're acting like once they come into power, they can't reverse everything that Trump has done. Just give whatever he wants, to do, get it popping, and get to election season, put up a good candidate, and then reverse everything he did. That's all you got to do. I don't know why they're trying to act like they got the power to fight it and all that crap. Yes, indeed. What's up, Fisher G? Thank you again for the donation, bro. DCTH. Oh, no, you're not talking about that DCTH. You're talking about the CAF Systems DCTH. I had to click for me for a second. OTC stock now. Used to be a NASDAQ stock. Got delisted. Got kicked off the exchange, and now trades OTC markets. Up 14%. Up 14%. All right. Nice. I mean, I'm looking at it now. I mean, the last couple of days have been good. Unusual volume with today's trade. When I look at the weekly, it's been really, really beat up. All right, it's been really, really beat up. Man, you really got to zoom in here because it's so damn beat up. But let me see an hourly. All right, looking at the hourly. As you can see here, that's why I like, this hourly kind of. It's not a daily, but it's not a 5-minute. You don't really, these little 5-minute charts on OTCs, just got a lot of gaps and whatnot. But as you can see here, you passed into some bullish momentum back here on the 2nd, February the 2nd, at 0.029. You've doubled your money since. And so far, so good. So far, so good. All right. DCTH. Okay. Couple more and then we'll get out of here. ONTX. ONTX Pharmaceutical Company. Boy, that's an ugly looking chart. Here's another one started selling off back in January. Started selling off back in January. Let me put the funnel back on it. So yeah, you're outside my channel, so you should be looking for a dip buy possibility. It looks like it tried to happen today, but you didn't get buyers to commit, right? You didn't get buyers to commit. But yeah, you should get some dip buying to happen here on ONTX, as it is oversold. Trying to hit that 124. That 124 is probably where you could probably come to find yourself too. But again, buyers didn't commit today. You got there today. You got there today. In fact, let me look at the 10 minutes, see what happened. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got there today. I mean, literally, or maybe it was just a price spike, but, you know, unusual volume today. You got there. But looks like, for whatever reason, buyers didn't want it. But headed in the right direction. Headed in the right direction, but you need to keep it going. You need to keep it going. Let's check out the hourly. Yeah, hourly showing somewhat of a return back to normalcy slowly in ONTX. But you got to work your way out. You got to work your way out. Again, I love stocks that on the hourly are showing above that 50 line, showing that momentum is coming back into the stock. So it's getting there. It's getting there. All right? Yeah. On the Keltner channel, so I'm just using 20 and 1, 21. Just 20 and 1. 21 close true range. All right, just the standard settings on the Keltner channels. Just standard settings. All right. All right, and they work really good on OTCs. You know, of course, if you get to the top, you can ride the top, but eventually you're gonna work your way back into the channel. Obviously, some guys like to use it with Bollinger Bands. I think, you know, you're probably overdoing it a little bit with that, but it's useful. It's useful. You know, guys like using it with Bollinger Bands, but I think you might be overdoing it a little bit. All right, might be overdoing it a little bit because they're virtually almost the same. Well, yes and no. They got some different ways of doing things. All right, there's just bands. There's Bollinger Bands by itself. All right, so let me go ahead and ring the bell. But yeah, find the indicators that you fall in love with, that you like. You know, most guys love the RSI, MACD, stochastics. I always fuck up with that word. All right, but find ones that you love and use them and stick with them. All right, let me go ahead and ring the bell. Get you guys out of here. Great trading for the week, man. Let me tell you, some of you guys, you got quite a bit of experience this week. Especially for you paper traders. For you guys who are still learning and you did some paper trading this week, you learned a lot. You learned a lot. There are a lot of people in this chat room who've never seen the bear market before. This is what it looks like, man. This is what it looks like when everything you know, think should go up is going down. All right, it's going down, and there's really nowhere to run. But that's why you've got to know what's available. You got to know that there are inverse ETFs out there and ETNs. You got to know that there are, you know, OTCs. You got to know that there are utilities. You got to know that there are REITs. You got to know that there are value plays out there that you can run to avoid the volatility that's affecting the overall market. All right. Sometimes guys get in bull markets, guys get, you know, obsessed about a particular stock or a particular sector, and when, you know, sentiment changes, they get stuck. They get stuck. All right. Thank you as always, ladies and gentlemen. Again, check out Tim Sykes there, Millionaire Trading Academy. If you don't know how to trade, subscribe to this page. If this is your first time here, press like on this video. Hit up the donation button, man. Shout out to my man Anthony hitting up the donation. I appreciate you, bro. Joe Kraft, thank you. Stock Z, Jim Gray, thank you. Donzel, you said you emailed me about that EMAPF. Donzel, okay, I'll respond. I'll respond to you. I'll check that out tonight. RKD, thank you. SPPI. Don't know too much about the company, but it's not looking too good here. It's not looking too good here. You're fighting to stay up on SPPI. Fisher G, thank you. George M, K Mac. Post Office Joe. Yeah, a lot of people playing volatility, man. Mr. Gladness, thank you, sir. Ken, as always, Lord Ye say, Cool Cat Beats. It's been a minute, Cool Cats. Appreciate you, man. Jeff the Marine there, thank you. Raider Junkie, Shirley Lewis, thank you to all the ladies. Stock God, Bob Bailey, Trap Star, Callie Robb, Serious Manny, Winston Sawyer, Lamprey Milt, SC Trucker, thank you. Bad Scientist, thank you. Succeeder82, all of you guys. Enjoy your weekend. See you back here, same time, same place next week. Take care, everyone. Happy trading.